Caution, the enemy is approaching. Caution, the enemy is approaching.
What are you doing? You need to get to a shelter, fast.
What's the rush? My daughter's getting married tomorrow. We were just coming back from the rehearsal. It was one hell of a shindig, wasn't it, honey?
Look at what's going on. You need to evacuate as soon as possible.
I know. Why don't you come with us for a celebratory drink? The more the merrier.
Then let's get going. Do you mind if I pick the place?
Not at all! And it's my treat, so drink all you want. Honey! Hey, honey! Come on! Let's go!
Your family will be right there. You go on ahead.
Subject of protection registered. Lead the way to the shelter.
Now!
Caution, the enemy is approaching. Caution, the enemy is approaching. Caution, the enemy is approaching. Civilian subject of protection safely evacuated to shelter. Caution, the enemy is approaching. 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 Caution.
I want a situation report now. Have you located Boonin?
Sir, a search of his office yielded a number of data files.
Only files? Not the man himself? He had orders to wait there.
There was no one in the office, sir.
That coward must have gotten spooked. Order our troops to conduct a thorough search of the area for him, and get those files analyzed immediately. Kill anyone who tries to interfere. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
That wasn't Borodin's unit. That man looked like the commander, but he wasn't wearing a Garmonian uniform. Who on earth is he?
His uniform resembles a Zaftra army pilot suit. It is highly possible that Zaftra sent him to collaborate with the Garmonia army.
Wait. Are you saying Zaftra's involved in this war?
Lacking any further information, I cannot hazard a guess.
Koshka, any info about this Bunin person they're looking for?
I believe they are referring to Novo Slava councilman Vladimir Bunin.
What's a councilman doing getting involved with the enemy military?
Lacking any further information, I cannot hazard a guess.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out for myself. They mentioned something about data files. Maybe finding those files will tell me what those guys are doing here.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. 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 Analyzing data. File name. 1st Special Battalion dinner assignments. Entered into archives.
Seriously?
Caution. The enemy... Nearby survivor located. Transmitting coordinates to your device. Analyzing data. File name. Top 100 Garmonian beauties. Entered into archives.
What? Don't archive that.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution. Body armor damage worsening.
Are you all right? You should get out of here, quickly. What about her?
Emilia is dead. My wife, she protected me. Why? Why is this happening?
It wasn't your fault. I know you're suffering, but it's too dangerous to stay here. You have to leave.
I know that, but I don't want to leave her here like this.
Her sacrifice will have been in vain if you end up dying too. I know it sounds heartless, but that's the only option you have right now.
Hey, I remember you. You're Olga Kalanina. You used to be a Wanzer pilot in the Garmonian army. I used to work for the Garmonian army's PR division. I interviewed you when you became a pilot.
Oh, yes, that's right, you did.
I heard about it when you left the army, after your daughter died.
Why do you want to talk about that right now? That was so long ago.
It was terrible. The army and civilians fighting all over the city, killing your daughter and so many others. Once you left the army, I really worried if you'd ever recover. And here you are, a Ruthenian police officer. Tell me, how did you do it? How did you get over her death?
Just listening to you talk about what happened is bringing all that pain back to the surface. That pain is always there. Always. I've never gotten over it. But still, as long as I'm alive, I want to do whatever is in my power to make the world around me better than I found it.
I'm sorry I reopened old wounds. Maybe I'll try things your way. Even if all I can do right now is grieve.
Subject of protection registered. Lead the way to the shelter.
Now.
Subject of protection evacuated to shelter. Caution. The enemy. Caution.
Data analysis complete.
Good. Now transmit these copies. Get the original drive and come with me. We'll report this directly to Lieutenant Zazchev.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution.
What is this, Koshka?
It appears to be Wanzer production reports. It seems that, for some reason, this one was designed and produced in secret.
So those guys who were looking for Boonin must really be after this mech.
It is highly possible. According to the data, it was already assembled and transported to warehouses near the harbor. Enemy troop deployments have changed. Transmitting information to your device. Warning. There are multiple enemies in the vicinity. The enemy is on high alert. Caution. The enemy is approaching. Caution. The enemy is approaching. The nearby enemy troops have started to mobilize. They seem to be heading toward the harbor.
They must have seen the copies of this data. Koshka, have you been able to locate that girl? Yulia?
There is no information on anyone fitting her description nearby. Perhaps she has already left this area.
I see. Wherever she is, I hope she's safe. Anyway, I need to hightail it to the harbor. Who knows how long the Ruthenian army could hold out for.
Caution. The enemy is approaching. 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 Caution, 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 the enemy is approaching.
What was that about? He didn't look like military. I swear I've seen his face before. Somewhere.
Match found. Ruslan Ismailov, former leader of NGFP, the group that fought for Novo Slava's liberation. He was confirmed dead 2 years ago, in April of 2125.
The hero of Novo Slava's revolution. That can't be him, he's dead. He was assassinated right after the city was liberated.
That is correct. His face is a 98.3% match to images on file. Barring the existence of an identical twin, it is unlikely that was anyone else.
A twin. Wouldn't that be convenient? But then, who was that?
Don't move.
I believe that's my line, Mr. Dead Man. You aren't Ruslan.
Ruslan? Why did you say that name? Tell me what's going on.
Ruslan Ismailov, Novo Slava's fallen hero, was just here.
He was here? What are you talking about? He's dead.
Honestly, I don't quite believe it myself. I know he was assassinated by someone called...
Leonid Osterman, a former member of Ruslan's liberation group. He was arrested, charged with murder, and sentenced to death. There are records that his punishment was carried out that same year.
Where is he? Where did Ruslan go?
He left. You just missed him. Who was that guy?
That was Leonid Osterman, a former member of Ruslan's liberation group. He was charged with murder and sentenced to death. There are records that his punishment was carried out that same year. Inexplicably, both his appearance and voice print match the records.
Another ghost.
Olga, I have bad news. A short time ago, the Ruthenia army decided to retreat from Novo Slava.
What do you mean, retreat? It hasn't even been half a day. Koshka, is there any other way I can meet up with the army?
Continue west as planned. There are private container ships moored in the harbor. It is possible to escape if you are able to board one.
The Garmonians are heading to the harbor too, aren't they? I've got a bad feeling about this.